Hey, shalom, 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 shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai by Hashem, Rakah HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and elders, the great millstone, who rule and teach well, and peace and salutation unto the hopeful elect. This is the brother Bakwashin, and just have a quick hit in transit through the spirit. You know, this as scripture says, the flesh is weak, but the spirit is willing. And, you know, enduring, fighting, toiling here in Babylon, you know, the flesh can be damaged. But that's why the scriptures talk about putting on the whole armor of Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai, you know, and that's being clothed or clad in this word. And when you're clad and when you're covered in this armor, this word of Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai, really, as scripture says, the flesh profited nothing. And so there's a war. There's a constant war, whether it be external, dealing with the affairs of the world, or whether it be internal, spiritual, you know, fighting your own flesh, because neither one are profitable, you know, and that may be, you know, the lesson. Like I said, just a quick hit. Let me pull up the scripture real quick, because without the spirit of Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai, we really can't fight anyway. We don't even have any armor, you know. And that's what this society doesn't want you to have. The society wants you to be blind and in confusion, to where you don't know who your power is, and you grasp for things that do not profit, you know, these false idols, this manufactured artificial life, and all of those things are illusions, man. Okay? Because this whole place is temporal. And so supping with Yahweh Shai is a way to overcome this world, as the scriptures say. And so overcoming this world is overcoming yourself, overcoming the lust, overcoming the flesh, overcoming the pride. And all of these are very subtle, seducing spirits. Especially in a world that's driven by technology, that's sending vibrations and frequencies constantly through the power of the air, okay? And his satanic minions. Which is another reason why we make our bodies a living sacrifice. Because all of this is just, it's just clay, ultimately. But these vibrations affect your spirit. These advertisements, these colors, There was no satellites in ancient times sending you signals constantly through devices. So we're being bombarded by all types of influences that are not in alignment with Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, man, which plays on the flesh. So it's a constant prayer that we have towards Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai to deliver us from evil. Because evil in itself covers all the bases, man. You know? And let's grab this. This is Matthew 26, verse 41. It says, watch and pray that ye enter not into temptation. So that's a conscious and a intentional direction of your energy, man. Scripture talks about being able to discern, man. That's the watching, right? As watchmen, that's what we do. We watch for the prophecies to be fulfilled. We also are watching our enemies. Okay? But there are also enemies within us that we also have to watch, which is temptation. It says, watch and pray. Okay? Because what are we praying for? We're praying for deliverance from these said evils. That ye enter not into temptation. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak. You know? So, yeah, man, I mean, our spirit being renewed day by day is what helps us to continue to endure until the end. But we're under constant attack. Okay? When the scripture says the earth was given into the hand of the wicked, there's not too many steps you can take and you don't find wickedness or influence of wickedness. Because that's what these Babylonians are latent in. They're fully immersed in wickedness, man. Okay? And this water, this word, cleanses us from that wickedness. But the influence is still there, man. You know, you can't turn your eyes off. You know, you can avoid situations that would lead you into temptation. You know, you can only close your ears so much and, you know, listen to things that are in alignment with Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. Okay, lessons, reading. But we're behind enemy lines, man. And the enemy knows that we are behind enemy lines. And all of these centurions spiritually are here to prevent us from escaping, man. That's why when you fall, man, you continue to pray to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, man. Let's bring this out real quick. This is Proverbs 24:16. For a righteous man may fall 7 times and arise again. So there's going to be times where you miss the mark, man. But that's why we press towards the mark. Okay? You know, Jake say in the world, man, you got to shoot your shot, right? But you don't stop shooting if you miss. Likewise, it says, for a righteous man falleth 7 times and rise again, but the wicked shall fall by calamity. You know? So, actually, let's bring that out. That was in the New King James Version. Let me just get the KJV. This is Proverbs 24:16. For a just man falleth 7 times and riseth up again, but the wicked shall fall into mischief. So it's about not getting ensnared, okay, once you fall. You know, that perpetual falling, right? Which is now sin upon sin, which is now iniquity. Okay. And the rising up again is repenting and praying to Yahweh Shemi Yahushua that those actions are not repeated, man. So through the Spirit, just wanted to cover that, you know. That's a part of endurance, is being able to examine yourself and whether you're walking in the faith, man. Because this whole world is set up to have you go against the faith of Yahweh Shemi Yahushua, which is the power that the Lord has given us, man. You know? So these Babylonians are pulling up now, man, but Lord will, this was edifying. Till next time, Shalom. Shalom. Ahabathum.